Aziz, light.
So I got this old Johnson here. It's a 10 horse. I think it's a 1962. I've been turning lots of wrenches on a lot of engines lately, and I thought I'd start recording some of the stuff I do. So for my first video, we are gonna take the lower unit off of this guy and see what it looks like, and maybe replace stuff, get it fixed up so I can sell it. Let's take a look. So first you got to tilt it. There's these two slotted screws here that come out, and under there's the shift shaft. It separates with a couple other slotted screws or hex bolts. I forget exactly what it is, but they come apart, and then this whole thing can separate after you take out some of the bolts down here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, watch me do it. Missing the lever here, but there. Okay, so it looks like I just pull on it and it'll go. Let's see if that works. Yeah. Mosquitoes everywhere. This guy's a little bent out of shape here. I'll have to straighten that out. Like somebody reefed on it and broke everything. But for 25 bucks, what do you expect, right? So I was looking at this, and check this out. It's always fun to see this kind of stuff. You got a bolt missing there. And a bolt missing there. It's always a new adventure whenever you get into something old and cheap. It's usually pretty fun too. Anyway, onward. So yeah, first we want to get rid of this. Nothing to it. 2 screws. I like to use the cowling to hold all the bits and bobs. Ugh. Just pop right in. Just pop it out. Comes off. I found it. And in there, you got, I can't see that too well. Let's see. Right there, it looks like we got a combination of a slotted bolt and a hex head. So the slotted one's got to come out, and just a screwdriver will do that. You can push hard into it. It's not going anywhere. Right here. Oh man. You'll have to put a wrench on it. I think so. There it goes.
Aziz, light.
So if you lose this one right now, it's no big deal because the bottom end's coming out, but if you're putting it back together, you don't want to lose that down here, because that's not a good time. So shift shaft's off. Now we deal with these guys. So I get rid of these. There's no bolts on the other side, so those are the ones you get to look at. It is, I think they're 1/2 inch. One of those on. Oh, look at that, there's a 1/2 inch. I think it's 1/2 inch. No, it's 7/16. Of course it does. It's always 7/16. Would that fit on it? No. So I'd want to put a ratchet on this typically, but whoops. So spin off. And since there's no other bolts holding it down, I gotta get ready for this guy to come out. And let's see how that looks when that happens. Sometimes you jiggle it a bit and it'll help the bolt come out a little easier. And 1962. What do you think? Think those drop out? Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Yeah, there it goes. Sometimes there's an O-ring on the drive shaft that holds it all together. There it is. So we'll take a look at this on the bench. So I should have took the prop off while it was on the motor, but I can do it here. Hey, here's a trick. Everyone knows this, but maybe it's helpful. Instead of battling this cotter pin with pliers or what have you, it's a lot easier if you just take wire cutters or whatever, and you can just kind of pry it out like this. You just get a grip on it, pry, grip, pry, like this, and it's out, just like that. Anyway, that's helpful. So the prop came off and I found this. That's fishing line right there, which usually doesn't bode too well for the seals behind it. I don't know what that is. Never seen a brass thingy like that before, but we'll find out. So yeah, more stuff to figure out. Hope that's a good shot for you there. We got the lower unit here, and then we just take out these 4 screws to get the water pump. I like to take this out right now and then put it all together while it's in the engine. I put this guy in the engine first, and it's way easier to slide it all together all at once. So this end goes in the engine, and then this end is easy to get in that hole when you put it all back together. So you'll see this later. Yes, the screws.
Aziz, light.
Nothing too tricky here. Unless the screws are not wanting to cooperate. This one wants to. This one wants to. And that one. And everyone's cooperating. That's great. You never know with these old things. You break a lot of screws, a lot of fasteners, if they're all rusty or whatever. They're often stainless, but sometimes aluminum and stainless don't play nice together. Anyway, good so far. The only person that broke bolts was the previous owner. Okay, that's good. And off she comes. Got an O-ring there. There's a water pump, or the impeller, whatever you want to call it. Ugh. That's not good. So it looks okay. I'm going to replace it, but got an O-ring here. The impeller looks okay. It looks like it's been changed recently, or changed and then not run at all. But There's something else that I just noticed when I took off the water pump there. Just fight with this for a bit. There we go. Okay, that'll come off. No, I'm not going to reuse that. I got one somewhere. Right here. Or maybe not. That's a small distance. Okay. Let's over one of those. Anyway. Take a look at this. That should not be like that. Okay, there you go. Usually it's a pin that sits there, and this grabs the impeller. There you go. This grabs the impeller, but look, it's sheared off, kind of. It's still protruding a bit, but it doesn't look like it's in very good shape. So I have to try and get that out, and hope that it works. There's some silicone there from the old bolt hole there. That's funny. Anyway, onwards. So I got you set up so you can hopefully see what I'm doing. Well, I look for my needle nose pliers. I got this stuff. It's like WD-40. What's it?
Aziz, light.
I don't know. I'll move it and hopefully it lives up to its name. So spray that, let it soak. I'm gonna look for my needle nose. I'll be right back. Found him. Let's see if this will come out. And yep. Oh, I got a grip on it. It's moving. Ah, scheiße. That working? Nope. It's moving. Looks like someone else tried to grab it before me, which doesn't fill me with hope. Will it turn? Oh, they moved a bit more. You see it? I hope so. Oh man. Come on. Oh, these are bouncy. Is it shoulder? Push it back. Oh. Yeah, turn it. Excuse me. Oh, I think I've got it enough to bite on now. Ah, no. There we go. Yeah, this boy's coming in. There we go. Well, look at that. See, it was... Where's the camera? This... Yeah, focuser. That was all I had to grab on. Made for an interesting experience. Anyway, I got another pin on another one of these. It's a 25 or something. I think it'll work. So that comes out, and that's all good. And then you got this brass seal right here, and that's, you can just pull that out with the wrench later. Anyway, I'm going to get rid of the drive, pull out the drive shaft. But first, let's see how much water's in the bottom of this. I'm just assuming there's water. You always assume there's water in it. So, I guess we'll have to do it here. Under dubious light conditions. So we are going to drain the water out of the water and oil out of this guy. I'm just assuming it's full of water. It's just how it is. Okay, what are we going to use? Clorox bleach container? Sounds great. Clorox. So, there's not much to it. I don't know if you can see that. So you got this guy up here. And you got this guy down here. I'm going to crack this and crack that. And once you crack the top one, it lets the air out, so it'll drain a bit faster. So let's see if it wants to play nice. Oh yeah, there was one. I'm eyeballing it here. There's the second. Okay. So I can one-hand this now, so let's see how this goes. You want a tighter shot? Yeah, you want a tighter shot, of course you do. All its splendor. Taking bets. How much water? All water? Some water? No water? Wouldn't that be something? Oh yeah, there's some water. Look at that. How's that? Okay, got some water. And nothing else. Oh yeah, there's some more water. At least it's clear. And there's the rest. Oh yeah. Just beautiful. As expected. So we'll let that run. At least there was oil in it. Doesn't look... I don't know. We'll see how it is once we crack this skeg off. But for now we wait. I won't let you watch all this. Okay, so that's all drained out. Yeah, this drive shaft is like a split ring or something. It doesn't really hold it in, but holds it from going too far down. So this just comes straight out and it's gone. And it's gone. Mosquitoes coming in. This shift shaft, that has to wait to come in. So we're turning it around. It doesn't want to fit in my little jig, which is awful. That'll work. And then we take out these screws, and that one, which the what do they call it, a shift pawl or something, fits on. Hopefully these don't fight with me too much. Looks like they fought with someone else before. That one's good. That one's not even tight. That was fine. And the other's just like it, I think. Yeah, my bench is a bit of a disaster. I'm doing this stuff in the margins of dealing with 2 kids under 5. Gotta love it. So this is just a, let me see it. The screw, it's like a pivot. There's a camera there. It's like a pivot for the shift ball. You'll see when I get into it. Spray paint lid has been promoted to bolt holder. But yeah, this stuff is, once you get confident at this, you just kind of know what to do. And when you get enough of the same make and model, like you could take the risk to spend 50 bucks on something that may or may not run. But then if it doesn't run, if it's like catastrophically destroyed, you got all the good parts and stuff for another one. Next time you take another risk, maybe it won't be as risky because you got parts for it. that's the situation I'm in now. Do you think the guy RTV sealed this thing together? That's a good question. It's the ultimate gasket sealer right there. Just throw RTV on it. No spaghetti seal, just RTV. Let's take a look. Maybe we can open her up now. Do you think it'll slide off, or will I have to fight it? I'll have to fight it. Maybe not. Oh, yeah. So it looks pretty good. I'll wipe my hand and show you. Okay. So there's no noticeable rust or anything. All the gears seem good. This shifting pawl looks good. It's all oily, which is a win in my book. So this lower unit will be fine. Well, there you go. Yeah. I'll get her all cleaned up and we'll take another look. Okay, I got you at a better angle there. But yeah, we can see it's all pretty. Oh, that thing probably spun. There's a pin in this guy that holds this bearing down. This should all lift out. Yeah, just like that. And my good pal Paul there comes out. I think this just all comes out like that. And it's not all carboned up, so I think this is recently, I don't know, probably just wasn't run. Anyway. Shift shaft looks good. Yeah, this is what drives it. So that's forward, and this grabs it and turns, and this is neutral and it's not spinning anything. Yeah, anyway. That's what a drive shaft sits into. And that's all good. The only thing, yeah, there it is. Look at that. The only thing we got to do, aside from clean it up and reseal it, is this thing right here. Right there. I've seen people drill that out and put a roll pin in it. So I'm going to have to do that.
Aziz, light.
Yeah. I need to try and extract this thing. You see it? It's sitting flush. Well, it should be a little bit proud about, and it's a 16th proud. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and center punch it, hit it with, I don't know, the smallest drill bit I got, and see if maybe I can get a sheet metal screw or a drywall screw or something to twist it out. If I mess this up, I'll just have to drill a new hole there, and I got a roll pin right here. Something like that will probably work as well. So I got two ways to go about this. I'm going to try the easy way first. You did not want to see what I just did on camera. Trying to get rid of the roll pin. It was tedious and didn't work. What I ended up doing was I used the same hole as a pilot, and I took a 9/64 bit and drilled it out and put a roll pin in. So this is the end result there. And it fits pretty darn good. Here's the, oops. Here's the, where are you? There you That's the notch where it rides, and you can hear it. You can hear it set. And twist it in. There it is, and that's not going anywhere. It sits right where it's supposed to, and it's probably sturdier than what it was, which is always good. I don't know, maybe that metal is softer or something, but yeah, roll pin, a Dremel, and a 9/64 drill bit, and a bit of time and patience, and you can fix that issue right there. And as I turn this, it should snap down. There. So that's what it looks like before you put it all together. The shift dog, I think it's called the shift dog. The shift dog, it sits in these little prongs. I'll put it in first, and it sits in here like that. And then when you pull this lever up and down, it moves it back and forth. It pivots on a pivot point in the skeg. Now we put all this stuff together. Oops. I already forgot something. I use gasket maker. I don't know. I forgot to do it for this part here. So you put it on the two halves. So on the both mating surfaces. I'm just going to pull this out. Call that a test fit. So the idea is you put this on each half, wait a minute, and then seal it all together. I'm sure there's an actual compound you're supposed to use, or maybe you don't. Maybe the spaghetti seal and the O-ring's supposed to do all the work, but I don't trust him, and it's not like you just glob this stuff on, so I'm sure it'll be fine. This. Next is the spaghetti seal. Now I kept the old spaghetti seal, and ask me why I knew to do that this time. There's the old one, and I'm just going to match up the lengths and then cut it to length and then that will be a win. So this guy just floats in this trough here, and then we'll jam all this together. Now if you're a little long or a little short, it's okay. You can fudge the length of this as long as you have something kind of tacky holding it in. So I think that looks pretty good. But you still want to get as close as possible. And then I like to put a little extra bit of sealant on the ends of the spaghetti seal, just in case that's a weak point. I really don't know, but if it were to leak anywhere on the seal, that's where I'd have my money. And now the gear case goes back together. Another thing to watch out for, this tab sticks up because it sits in here. So another thing to keep in mind. So that's in. Got that side pointed up. The gears are meshed with the drive shaft. It's time for this. Okay, so I think we are ready. It's been a minute, I think. So what you want to do is have your pin ready with there's an O-ring for it that goes along the threads. In the seal kit there's this O-ring here too, and that goes along this pivot pin, and that seals that in the gear case there. So just like that. So everything's ready, and we are attaching. I see the hole. You have to move the shift shaft a bit so you can snipe the hole there, but once you get it, you should be good. So I got the hole here, the pin is going in. Okay, it's in for now, so it's at least holding it in place. Now I can start putting these screws in. You see what's just handling it now. Again, when you tighten this down, I like to see a bit of squeeze out of the compound I used. That kind of lets you know you hit the seal, or you got it sealed. I just like to tighten it down a bit at a time and just take it easy. In case I didn't get something lined up, you're at least not breaking things before they're sealed up. They should all go together pretty smooth. And of course you're cross tightening as best you can as you do it. So right now they're all snug. I'm not trying to demonstrate my superhuman strength on threads. So first I'm going to get this one screwed in. I'm going to confirm that my shift shaft works. Okay, that's one direction. And there's the other. Okay, so it works. So it should be good. I'm gonna put it back in neutral and tighten this guy down. And I think our gasket sealant has been sufficiently squozen out to confirm to me that this should be sealed up. So yeah, that's how you change the seals on a lower unit for one of these 1962 era Johnson 10 horsepower. So of course, as I was looking for bolts, I thought to myself, I wonder why there's no bolts there. And you can probably see here next to that one, I see threads there. I don't see threads there. Same with these two. You got threads and no threads. So I have to drill it out, go up a size, and why don't I set you up so you can watch me do that. So we're going metric. I got some A by 1.25 bolts. That'll be the sufficient length, and I got a 1/4 inch drill bit. So I think there's only about a 1/2 inch of threads we need. So I'm just going to go as straight as I can. And hope. Alright. Onward. Yeah. You could go right through, it wouldn't hurt much, but you'd have to explain yourself when you go to sell it, so let's not do that. So I got my tap here, and just like before, you want some oil. You want to start as reasonably square as you can. In this case, it would be ideal to have a blind tap, but I think we'll get enough threads here. So I'm going to go right until I feel the very bottom, and that'll be as far as I can go. And hopefully that'll give us enough threads for the bolt to mount. But we can always file the bolt down too, so we'll be fine. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff you got to go through when you get an old cheap outboard. And often what seems like a good deal can prove otherwise. I expected all this though, like it was 25 bucks for this thing. But yeah, well, no. It was different. Yeah. I think I have to file these bolts down a bit. It'll be okay. And some more threads. Okay, so my camera got full, so I had to do a bit of work without you. But what I essentially did was, after tapping the holes there, I had to embiggen the holes on the foot. So I had to drill out. I had to drill out these guys here. That one, and that one. I think I used what did I use? 3/8. Yeah, 3/8. And that should accommodate it. So now I'm going to slide this all together. So like I said before, we got this, and that's easier to get into here if it's already up in the engine. So that should make our lives a bit easier. But yeah, let's give it a whirl. See if I can get it first try. So I got the water tube in. Okay, now you get to watch me try this again, but with the proper size bolt holes. So hopefully it'll be good this time around. I drilled out the holes bigger to, I think 3/8. I think I said 3/8 last time, but it was actually there we go. I don't know. I don't remember. They're bigger now. So I should be able to hit the holes here with all the extra play I got. Or so I hope. Everybody, bolt around. giving it a bit of a chamfer just to make it go in a bit easier.
No, he thinks it's like and he's 7:45. So he thinks he crossed the direction of our time. He thinks he's gonna like. And I'm like, I told him, she's like, oh yeah. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, well, he's like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, so you're video.
Oh no, like come on.
Okay.
I can just fast forward through this. All people are doing is watching me awkwardly threading bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be with you as soon as I get this. This one's being a real
Okay.
something else. All right, we're in business. That was awkward, but a success. Had to kind of chase out the first couple threads. Probably messed them up on my first try, but it's going on. Now when you tighten this down, you don't want to tighten it too much, or you'll end up like the guy before me and strip out these bolts. It's only aluminum, so you don't need to. There's not much force being applied downwards on this while it's in operation. It just holds it on, that's all. And the gear case is sealed. It's not like you're sealing this up. Just get her nice and snug and call it a day. Says me while I probably strip these things out. Okay. Because quite often you see these guys stripped out. Yeah, there it is. Lower unit is installed. Got some big ugly lock washers on there, but they'll do the job. Anyway, now I guess we can put the prop on. Another piece that need not be put on super tight. You don't want to cheat with that pin either. The one that goes through the shaft. You can't use like some high carbon strong steel or anything like that. It's supposed to give out if you hit the prop off something. That way only that little bar gets damaged. There. Then you take your cotter pin. Take the real cotter pin. And there you go. Everyone's screaming at me not to use the wrench for a hammer. That's okay. They're right. That's it for today. I got the carb kit in, so later tonight we'll probably hear this guy running. Alright, peace. So after I got it all together, when you put it in neutral, it doesn't really engage this plate very well with this. That's kind of like a neutral, we'll call it a neutral safety. I don't know, it's a stop so you don't put the advance too far. Well, it's not supposed to go fast. So it just barely clips it. And I know that's not right, especially when you go into forward. It just catches the very tip of this plate. If you can see that, it just barely catches it, which is borderline dangerous. No, it is dangerous. So I was wondering why, and then I looked down here at this. Yeah, you can see it. Right here, there should be a sleeve on that, and that would give this the extra movement it needs to just make it that half inch, quarter inch further to properly contact the plate. So I got my donor there, who graciously donated me that to put on this thing here. So I'm gonna put that on and we should be good to go. Oh, there we go. That's much better. There, problem solved. You now have safer engagement there. Yeah, that contacts it much better. It's just a little bit, but it's much better than the millimeter it was contacting it before. Yeah, reverse, it actually contacts it where it looks like it's supposed to. And forward. Huh. Well, that ain't good. It's too safe and forward. So what do we do? Do we mellow out that curve on the plate? Because it's all beat to shit anyway. That's good. That's good. That's almost good. I think I need to file that just a little, just so it makes the clearance. Because I don't want to file this. I'd rather file that. Okay, I'm going to file that. Just mellow it out and then it'll wear a bit. That's okay. And we're filing. Think I did it? Take just the burrs off this guy. My money's on yes. It's a little bit more. You have to go down too. I think okay, I can live with that. Kind of catches a bit of a ramp. Let's see now. Okay, it's forward, neutral, catches a lot of meat there. Reverse, and it catches it all there. Yeah, that's good. Let's try forward again. You can go all the way forward. No danger of going too far. Okay, that's... Yeah, I'm happy with that. Sweet. Okay, next carburetor, packing nut, then we'll fire this beauty up. All right. Okay, I'm gonna put those packing nuts in. It came out of this Carb kit here. Here's a number. It's not by Sierra, it's some offshore. Maybe it is Sierra, I don't know. But it was the cheapest one I could find because I'm honestly just here for the packing nuts. I find all the OEM stuff holds up pretty good. Anyway. I'll take these doodads off. And I guess I'll take these off too. I'm just going to show the packing nuts and then I'm just going to slap the carburetor on. It goes in reverse order how it came off. Yeah, okay. I'll close the door. Those mosquitoes are having their way again. Okay, mosquitoes are not an issue anymore. Okay, so this kit calls that you stack up, I think it's 3 packing nuts, or maybe it's 2. And they'll get squished under a nylon washer. Everybody out. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then my washers, there's 1. There's 2, okay, and then it goes like so. So I'll start with the high speed needle first. You put your washer on, and then 1 packing nut, and 2, like that, and 3. So they're all stacked up like this. I just put them on the threads. I put a bit of grease on them just so it's slides around a bit. And that goes into here, and you just start threading it until you bottom it out. What these things do is they put a seal around the bowl, the body of the bowl, and the low speed needle. There, I just hit the bottom. That way, when you tighten the I call it the packing gland. When you tighten this guy, it squishes the fabric around this needle, and it creates a seal. Mosquito. Yeah, it's kind of primitive. I like it. What I don't like about it is how I don't know how to make them yet. I'm sure it's really easy to make them. What am I doing? 7/16, right? Yeah. Then you turn this guy down till it squishes, and you feel resistance when you turn this one. So I've bottomed it out, and I think it's one turn out for initial setting. So I'm there, and you tighten it down, and that should be sealed. I'm going to do the same with this one. That big, well, the big bolt, this thing, it has to catch the threads in there and push down on a sleeve that holds it all together. It's kind of funky, but you need them all working together to tighten this one down. So right now I'm pushing down the nylon washer to expose some threads so I can catch them on the low speed needle packing nut, or gland, or whatever they call it. And I think I've succeeded there. Yeah. And then with the pressure on that, I should be able to screw this down to bottom it out. Yeah, there it goes. I hit the bottom there. Now this is, I think it's 1.5 out. So there's 1, 2 turns. Tighten it down, or 1.5 turns, sorry. Tighten it down till, I don't know, I guess that's snug. And it's ready. I'll put all this other stuff back on and we can put it on the motor. Oh. Okay, cool. I'm kind of excited. All right, on to the engine again. Okay, so I got the carburetor back on. Next, before I add the new lines, I'm gonna have to adjust the, I think they call it the swash plate. That's this guy right here, this brass plate. This is where the roller needs to actuate, which it does as it hits this mark. But there's so much slop in this linkage here that this butterfly doesn't move until we're well past. See there, it's starting to link up, and now it's actually moving. So we got about 1 inch, we're beyond 1 inch there. I think messing with the linkage will be too, it'll be too tedious, but there is an adjustment under here. There's a bolt there so I can move the plate in and out. Don't know if you can see it. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there you go. It's this bolt right here. So I'm going to adjust that. I should just be loosening it off, and then I'll be able to move this plate outwards so it actually hits the roller actuates, or the butterfly opens as the roller passes this mark right here. So stand by. Gotta find the right wrench for it, and then we'll work on that. So it's a 5/16. Let's have at her. So you don't need to take it right off, you just gotta loosen it. Then you should be able to. Probably another one I gotta loosen. That should be enough to let me get this out. Yeah, there you go. See, and now I can move this out so I get the right time for when the butterfly opens up. So I just got to do that, and we're looking at this mark and at this linkage here. So when that starts to move, I want to be at this mark here. Here, I'll brighten it up for you. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's see. So we're passing the mark now. That's not good. That's come like way out. That's better. That's definitely closed. I think we got her. So a little bit further. Yeah, we'll call it that. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Now we're going to tighten her down. Yeah. That's tight. Again, we're not trying to set the grip strength record here. We're just trying to tighten these guys down just so they're snug. They're old. And they're good quality fasteners, so if you get them snug and give them another quarter turn, they're not going anywhere. That is awesome. Cool. We have just saved that. Okay. Awesome. Okay, next I'm going to attach the fuel lines. You guys don't need to see that. It's just cutting lines and putting them on at nozzles. And then we're going to start this beauty up. I'm excited for that. All right. Next you'll see this thing hooked up to a hose and hopefully running. All right. Okay, we are ready. My water retention contraption wasn't the greatest, but let's try again. I think it's the fuel pump. finally got it. Maybe it just has to flush out a bunch of crap or something, I don't know. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. It looks like that maybe I need a new diaphragm in here. Or maybe I should just buy one of those $20 fuel pumps and go with that. I'll try it one more time. It went through the gears fine, but it seems that this line is totally dry now. So that indicates to me that when it's at a low idle, the vacuum isn't sufficient to supply it with fuel. And I gotta reprime it again with the bulb there. And then once it's nice and full, and you can fill up the bowl, it seems to want to run. Anyway, I'll get it going one more time, just for kicks. It runs nice when it's going. I think it's a fuel pump. That's where my money's at. One more time before the neighbors start complaining. Before it runs out, I'll quickly go through the gears. Yeah, we got her in neutral now. There's forward. Reverse. That's 25 bucks every cent. I last suspected it was the fuel pump wasn't supplying it with enough fuel, so I purchased another one. It's just one of these guys. I got it off Amazon for under 20 bucks. So hopefully this will supply the fuel we need. You get to watch me put it on, and then we're gonna test this out on the hose again. So let's do that. It's pretty easy. There's these two screws here and here that just come off, and after you get those off, you have access to the fuel, or to the orifice to which the fuel pump will attach to. So one screw, two screws, and you reuse these screws. The fuel pump I got doesn't come with new ones, so you gotta hang out of those. Again, you got your gasket here. You want a good seal. You want a good seal between that and the pump, so I like to use grease for that. It gets its vacuum, or it gets its its vacuum from the crankcase through this hole here. So one screw on. What I like about these pumps too is you could change the orientation of where the pickup and I guess feed tube is. It's nice to have such options depending on what your setup looks like. Okay. Let me know if I needed to keep that, I don't know, backing plate that was on the last one. I don't think I do. I don't see the point of that. And again, not trying to set, we're not trying to impress the engine with your torsional strength capabilities. Just snug up those screws and those should be okay. Instead of messing around with all this garbage here, I'm just going to clip them. One. Two. Maybe I'll clip them properly. I put a bit of oil, or I just got grease on hand so I can use that. Just to make the slide over the spigots a bit better. This is probably better angle for it. It slides on. Like that. I'm still gonna use that one. This fuel line's expensive. I think it's like $3 a foot or something crazy like that. So waste not, want not. Figure out your routing. I'll probably zip those together. You wanted a bit of slack. Slack's expensive, but you don't want to skimp on it. Go in there, and that should be good. And you know what? Even if it wasn't the fuel pump, I'm still more comfortable putting a new one on anyway. So that's cool. Zip tie the first. Zip tie the second. Zip tie the third. No, zip tie the fourth. We wanted another one. Right here. Just eat all this. Eat all this. By the way. Without pinching it. You don't want to pinch it and collapse it. That's never good. Okay. Here's another pro tip. Future wrenchers will thank you if you cut all these zip ties flush instead of leaving a big jagged spike for them to cut their wrist on when they're digging around in here. Cut them as flush as there so there's no way you can really significantly hurt yourself if you rub up against it with your arm. Yeah, it won't be my problem, but I'll feel for the guy if he cuts himself. So that's flush, that's flush, that's flush, that's flush. You just don't want any big jagged edges. But yeah, our fuel pump is installed. Let's hook it up to the hose in the tank. I'll be right back. Okay, we're about to start up. I haven't done anything except prime it and get the gas into the carb. I'm gonna bet 2 pulls. That wasn't a real pull. and it shifts. Okay, now we're going to move on to cleaning this thing and then power washing it. So here is a before. And then I'm going to spray it down with this stuff. It was just the cheapest stuff they had, and it worked pretty good. I've used it on others. It's Dacky, I don't know. Cheap degreaser, it's great. So now I'm going to spray it, then hose her down. Should be fun. So as I do this, I just want to stay away from the carburetors. They're already clean, and I just don't want to smash jets of water through there. So yeah, there's nothing to it. Just you don't need to spray down the carb because it's already clean. And when you pressure wash it, you want to stay away from there and the flywheel, just to keep out of all the electronics and stuff. So I'll give that a minute and then I'll hit it with the pressure washer. All right, I got the pressure washer all hooked up. I'm just gonna hose her down. Again, staying away from the carburetor and the points in the electric. All right, I'm just gonna let it dry out, wipe down with a rag, and then I'm gonna start it up again just to get everything dried off. Okay, so it's all cleaned up now. I'm about to start it again and hopefully make a listing with this video as well. All I've done was hook up the hose and the fuel tank. Let's see how easily it wants to start today.